Welcome to Equal Entertainment. I'm Tracy E. Gilchrist. Actor Zac Efron is joining an exclusive group with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and he's paying tribute to the late Matthew Perry. For some fans, Efron will always be Troy Bolton from Disney's High School Musical. But Efron has also starred in many dramatic and comedic films. Efron credits Matthew Perry for helping him get into that next chapter of his career.
I really also want to mention someone that's not here today, and that's Matthew Perry, who was so kind and generous with me while we worked on 17 again. It was so much fun, and it really did propel me and motivate me in so many ways. It really pushed me into the next chapter of my career, and for that, thank you so much, Matthew. Thinking about you a lot today.
Efron's newest movie, The Iron Claw, is set to hit theaters December 22nd. A rare first edition of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone just sold at auction for more than $69,000. It was purchased for £10 British in 1997. Book experts say it is one of 200 first-issue hardbacks sold in bookstores in 1997. The woman who sold the book says she bought it from a bookshop in Scotland. That was before Harry Potter soared to popularity. Writer J.K. Rowling has come under fire in recent years for her anti-trans comments. Friendship and queer relationships are taking center stage in The Buccaneers, a new series from Apple TV+. It's based off of Edith Wharton's unfinished novel, and it's set in 1870s London. It's led by an all-female creative team, and I spoke with stars Josie Totah and Mia Threapleton about their beautiful queer love story. Congratulations on The Buccaneers. I absolutely enjoyed it. And I want to go to you first, Mia, and ask you, what was your first reaction to becoming aware of this project or reading the character of Honoria?
So when I first found out about the project, it was sent to me through my agent as an audition, and I was very excited. They couldn't really tell me sort of a whole lot at the time, but the premise was, big, huge, energetic, gregarious group of girls who all come over into England to do the marriage season, and that it was based on the unfinished novel by Edith Wharton, which I actually wasn't familiar with before the project started. And then, interestingly, I auditioned for Mabel initially, it was it was with one of my favourite scenes of the thing, which is when we're in the cupboard together. I love that scene so much. And then they recalled me probably about a week later to read the role of Honoria, and I remember doing that audition again, and it was on Zoom with the producer Beth and Catherine the writer and Susanna the director and also the casting director as well, and it just felt so great. It was such a good energy, and I just loved it so much. And then I was then allowed to read some scripts, and then I found out that I got the job, and I was so excited just by the idea of sheer how many people were going to be involved in it. It just looked like it was going to be so much fun.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much. And Josie, one of the things I love about Mabel is she's part of this group of girls. I mean, yes, it's about marriage season, but it's really also at its heart about female friendship. No matter what they go through with one another. Would you talk about being a part of a project that centers that?
I loved it. I loved how female focused our show was, and our producers and the creator, and just all of us being on set together or living in the same building together was so much fun. It felt like a slumber party literally every day. And yeah, I loved the friendships that we built, of course, as our characters, but also off screen as well. I think we got really lucky in that way.
Yeah. Wonderful. Well, thank you. And then, Mia, would you talk a little bit about Honoria? And she's part of this very buttoned up English family, and Mabel comes over. I mean, all the girls, but really Mabel cracks her open in more ways than one. And would you talk about that evolution of her kind of coming into herself through this relationship with this other person?
Yeah. So I think, you're entirely right. She's very buttoned up, extremely straight-laced person at the beginning of the season, and I think the catalyst to her realizing her full and truest self is the Americans and the energy that they have, but it is also Mabel and just her as a person, and her being somebody that Honoria has never come across in English society before. So everything is new. So there's a lot of curiosity, I think, that Honoria has just in general because of the circumstances and because of the situation. And I think at Honoria's heart, she is quite an emotional creature, but has always been really told, sit still, don't talk unless you're spoken to, and just find a husband, you know? So I think it's refreshing for her to see this whole new way that energy can be and this whole new take on things. And I think it helps her to realize that, actually, you know, maybe tea and crumpets and really, really tightly laced corsets is not the only way to live your life. So, yes.
I mean, it's an option.
It is an option, and crumpets are great and tea is amazing, but still.
Well, and Josie, would you talk a little bit about what it means to you to bring this really beautiful queer love story to life? I mean, as queer women, we're so starved for stories even now, and I'm grateful that this exists now in the world. So what does it mean to you to be a part of that?
Oh, thank you for saying that. I mean, it means everything. I think getting to tell stories that maybe wouldn't exist in the incarnation of how they've existed in the past is like, you know, kind of the forefront of what I've gotten to do in like my career this far, and getting to see these girls who very much existed in the 1800s. We just haven't seen that. And to center it around joy too, and happiness and love, I think was really special. And of course, we recognize the heartache and the pain that comes with their experience, but that's not the bedrock of their experience, which I think is really unique and fun and a privilege to get to bring to screen.
Yeah, thank you. And then Mia, kind of similarly for you, what does it mean to you to bring this queer love story to the screen? And also, because I don't know if you've played queer before, but because the fans are probably loving you both so much right now,
love you.
would you talk a little bit about what it means and what it means to have that love from queer women fans, especially?
I'm really happy overall that you know, firstly that people are loving the show and that they're loving the storyline, because it is a special one, and it is one that I think we both feel this. It felt important to do justice to a love story like this that was taking place at the time, but people at that time weren't able to be their truest selves in the way that they are now. So it feels really good to be able to bring a story like that into the world under these circumstances within a story like this. It feels really good, and I'm really happy that people are liking it, and that we could do justice for love, because that's important.
Yes, it is. Thank you. And then Josie, I just wanted to ask you what it was like kind of forging this working relationship with Mia on screen and, you know, possibly off.
Awful. She's a diva. No, I'm just kidding. No, it was amazing. I think that was so important, right? To like any relationship on screen is to make sure that there's a level of chemistry there, and I think that was so easy for us, and we got along so well. We had so many nights in and conversations and nights out, and I am very grateful that, you know, I've left the show with a new friend, and I think we're really proud of the stuff that we got to do together, and I think it could only have happened that way because of how safe we felt, because of how much we trusted each other and how much we got along.
Love you, babe.
Beautiful.
You can watch the Advocate channel live by downloading our app in the Apple or Google Play Store. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel. For the Advocate channel, I'm Tracy E. Gilchrist, and thank you for watching.